This next opening scene is another title sequence that's been done for an AS Media course, except I would probably grade this one more about a B level. I think that it was actually a really good opening sequence for a romantic comedy film or maybe a coming-of-age movie. One of its strengths was that it had really clever ambient titles that were really well edited in, and I found that they gave good links between one scene and another. And according to Todorov's narrative theory, the following scene should be a disruption of the equilibrium. So by setting this whole scene of normality, it reels the audience in, getting them to think about the film and what could come in the next scene. I found that it had a really good flow to it, so I found that it suited the genre, and that it gave a pretty good opening scene altogether. If I had to make some improvements, I would say that it didn't show a brilliant construction of a narrative, because only the protagonist was shown, and there was nothing to hint to the audience about what might follow, so they can take a guess, but it doesn't really give a lot away. If I had to change something, it would probably be that they would use a higher resolution camera to give a higher quality picture, so this is what would have improved the sequence for me. I found that here the representation of the social group was that teenagers in demographic E were generally quite carefree, and that they have a normal daily life and that she's going to school and getting ready. And the use of high key lighting obviously showed us that it was quite a light-hearted film, and that there weren't going to be any strong, serious scenes in here. They used a lot of camera movement, but not so many camera angles. There wasn't much of a wide range. For example, they could have used more close-ups to focus in on the main protagonist and show the font of the writing a bit better. The use of costume and makeup tells you that she's quite a stereotypical girly character, which is a convention in a romantic comedy opening sequence. And obviously the use of body language shows that she's relaxed and doesn't have many stresses, so the representation of the social group fits in quite well. I found that everything they showed, all the material was appropriate, and it was really relatable for the clear teenage girl target audience, so it sets a sense of normality and a clearly established equilibrium, which was shown to us by a clear establishing shot in the beginning. I found that the titles they used to show the stereotypical titles you would show were very effective and have been really well thought out and well executed. So the fact they were written in makeup gives certain implications about the film. Like, it makes you think that it's a rom-com or coming-of-age film, so it contains certain conventions of the genre. The sound they used here was really good sound quality, but like the other title sequence I analysed, it's just a song playing over the top with little use of diegetic sound, so I would probably change that slightly when it came to making my own video. But the editing was good. It was slow to set a mellow atmosphere, and there was a lot of tracking, so there's a constant movement on the screen to give the audience something to look at. There were only a couple of glitches, but that's to be expected, and I don't think it took away from the overall presentation.